wonder, wonder who wrote the book out loud? Tell me, tell me, tell me, who wrote the book of love? I've got to know the answer. Was it someone from above? I wonder, wonder who wrote the book out loud? I love you.
Then there's other people, and you meet them and you think, not bad, they're okay. And then you get to know them, and their face just sort of becomes them. Like their personality's written all over it. And they turn into something so beautiful. Rory's the most beautiful man I've ever met. Please, do it for him.
You're asking me to defy destiny, causality, the nexus of time itself for a boy.
You're Amy. He's Rory. Oh, yes, I am.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to my channel. This is where we study the 12 laws of mind that govern our lives, and the one law that overrules them all, the law of love and forgiveness. It's good to know these laws because they are principles. Therefore, they work for all, are always working, and never deviate. So let's jump into it, shall we? The topic today is appeasing. You never appease. Okay, when you appease, you're inviting conflict into your life. And we all do it. And it's ironic because we do it to keep the peace. And what ends up happening is more conflict. Because you appease, usually somebody else appeases to make you happy, and then what happens? Everybody's in conflict. Now, if everyone agrees, then it's all good. But there's a conflict if you appeased. So it's not good to appease. So an example would be, you want to eat Chinese and he wants to eat pizza, Well, then y'all discuss it, You both want to eat. Okay, that's the end goal, to eat. So it's not, well, you never like Chinese, they're only, putting that snide in there, and sarcasm is anger's little brother, and now their heels are digging in. This is how it works. No, it's a loving attitude, and it's more along the lines of, well, you gotta eat, I really don't care. If you really want pizza, that's fine. I would love to have Chinese, but it doesn't really matter. My belly is hungry, and no, well, okay, I could get the beef and broccoli. I do like that. Oh, great. And there, you got what you wanted. Did you even think about it? Because most people are like that. Okay, they're not, you always get what you want. But if you see that in yourself, then, now you know. Now you know where there's always So it's knowing these laws. This is all spirit. Nothing here is real. Everything comes out of nothing. It comes out of nothing. It's a force. It's like a black hole, and it's going into the silence. That's the spring that fills the well. and to reach that so you can get there, so you can go down it, down the well, down to the spring, is forgiveness. You're caught up in the day-to-day living, and you need time to sit back and think about, what is this situation telling you? And sometimes you have to talk to somebody, and that's okay. It's good to bounce ideas off of each other. You're helping each other, and it's wonderful. And it's all good. It's all good. Whatever mistakes were made and the consequences of those mistakes made in the past is forgiven. Humanity has risen in consciousness. Okay? It's the Christ rising up, okay, into the cloud and then coming down from the cloud. The Christ rose up, a little more than a couple of thousand years back. Humanity. Okay? We've been working out the details ever since. To the end imagined. You're part of a story. It's divine love story. Divine love is spirit. So divine love is creating all this. Okay? And divine love, that's what you're supposed to know, that was sealed in the book. The book has been unsealed. The clarion call went out. The tide is rising. All boats rise with the tide. All boats. Okay? All of them. The good, the bad, the ugly, the indifferent. All of them. Everyone's appears to be going crazy. But they're not. They're rising up. And some are hearing that call. And so they're digging, because that's what we do. We dig for knowledge, so that we can understand. Because man was the created first, created with an 8-year-old mind. Okay, and then infinite mind went into him, and this infinite mind split itself in two and gave part of itself to the man. In his head, okay, gave him his imagination. All right. And what most people just can't comprehend, I know I had it took me a long time to comprehend, this is all spirit. When the Bible and the mystics and all of them tell you that until you have to die to have everlasting life, it means you got to kill your ego. You got to kill your vanity. It has to die. It has no place here. Okay? It's a human thing that happens when someone gets scared or is having pain and suffering, and it causes you to go round, 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 round. And you're not exiting. You're not sitting back and saying, no, no, no. That's ego talking, checking my ego. Because when I was growing up, that was a big deal. Check your ego. Dude, don't come in here with those negative vibes. Go check your ego. And we knew these things. Okay, but we forgot when the material girl showed up. And we all got bedazzled by it all. And they're using the laws of mind to get these things for themselves. But what they don't understand is God gave them the design. Okay? They're accepting God's will, so they're getting it. It's already predestined. It's predestined for you to desire these things. It's predestined that you receive it. Okay? As soon as you see it properly. As soon as you have eyes that can see it and ears that can hear it. And that means stop appeasing others. stand up for yourself. You know, have confidence in yourself. God's right there with you. He works through you, so it doesn't matter what you're doing. Okay? You stand up for yourself. If you don't want to take that back, so you stand up for yourself. There'll be a better job. Guaranteed. You know, because you stood up for yourself, what you believe in your heart. And you don't say, well, I really don't want, you know, I don't mind George coming over and staying for a few days, but his dogs can't be here. No, it's either you don't want them there or you do. If you don't want them there, and then you tell them it's okay for them to bring their dogs, you're not going to have a good time. You had just invited conflict into the situation. You know, so it's understanding these things in your day-to-day living. You know, and the way you stay present is like, you know, a little kid. If you haven't noticed, a little child will be going like this, and then suddenly see their hand and just stare at it and move it and taste it and feel it, and, you know, just love on it. Staying in the present, that moment. Okay, that's loving God, that's praising God, you know, because you understand you're not loving and praising nature anymore. That's a manifestation. You're loving and praising the one who made nature, God. And that this is a perfect expression of it. And so am I, and so is everyone else. And we refuse to see anyone as other than radiantly happy. Okay? You see them all as radiantly happy, smiling and radiating joy and love, happy. You know? So I hope this helps you understand that there's only one, and yours is the only one that matters for you. You know, so if you stand by your convictions, and you may not like how, if you're a couple, your husband may say it harshly. But that's because he plays the role of consciousness. He's the rock, you know. Now, you're the imaginative creative force. Do you agree with what the rock just said? And, yeah, I just didn't like the way he said it. Well, okay. You know, then you just, I forgive, you know, my special person for being abrupt. You know, I know he's kind and generous and cool and serene and at peace. You know, I know he's awesome. You know, he makes me laugh. He's funny. You know, and this is what that's about. And people think, you know, toxic masculinity is a man playing consciousness. No, that's his role. That's what he's supposed to do. You know, if he's done that and you agree technically with what he's saying, then you imagine he's the greatest, not that he's an asshole for saying it. That's inviting conflict. So I hope this helps. Blessings to you. And thank you. Thank you for being you. Oh, if you have any questions or anything, just put them down below. Love to hear from you. Thank you. Blessings to you.
I'm gonna pull time apart for you.
You know I do, but I've got to see this book of love, find out why it's true. who wrote the book of love? Chapter 1 says the lover, you love her with all your heart. Chapter 2, you tell her, you never, 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 ever gonna part. In chapter 3, remember the meaning of romance. In chapter 4, you break up, but you give her just one more chance. Oh, I wonder, wonder, who wrote the book of love? Baby, 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 I love you, yes I do. Well, it says so in this book of love, ours is the one that's true. I wonder, wonder, who wrote the book of love? Chapter 1 says the lover, you love her with all your heart. Chapter 2, you tell her, you never, 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 ever gonna part. In chapter 3, remember the meaning.